Systems of equations examples. Example 1. At a restaurant, the cost for a breakfast taco and a small cup of coffee is $4.89. The cost for 5 tacos and 3 small cups of coffee is $21.45. Determine the cost of a breakfast taco and a cup of coffee. The following system of equations can be used to represent the situation. So for example 1, we're really lucky they gave us the system. We don't have to write it from our given information. So we have our equation t plus c equals 489. Just so you know where they got that information, we go back to our first sentence. It says a breakfast taco and a small cup of coffee is 489. So that's where our first equation came from. And then our second equation came from the 5 tacos and 3 small cups of coffee for $21.45. So now I'm going to use this information to define my variables. That's really just telling me what t and c represent. So t is going to represent the cost of a breakfast taco. It's not how many, it's the actual cost. Because we know how many they bought. They bought a taco or 5 tacos. So we're not trying to find out how many. We're trying to find out how much they cost. And then for C, that is going to be the cost of a small cup of coffee. Okay. To solve this, I'm going to use elimination. I'm going to get rid of my t variable first. So to do that, to eliminate that, I'm going to multiply through by a negative 5 by my entire equation. I'm going to use a negative 5 so that when I go to combine those, that negative 5 and that positive 5 will cancel out, subtract out. So that would be negative 5t minus 5c equals a negative 24.45 when we multiply all that through. Then we would have 5t plus 3c equals 21.45. That second equation isn't going to change since now we have the same coefficient for my t values. So I'm going to combine or add those together. So negative 5t plus 5t would be 0. So subtract out. Negative 5c plus 3c would be negative 2c. And negative 21.45 plus 21.45 would be negative 3. Divide both sides by negative 2. And I'm actually going to go ahead and divide this because since we're talking about money we don't do in fractions, we do that in decimals. So c would equal 3 divided by, or negative 3 divided by negative 2 would be 1.5. So now that I have my c value, I need to plug that back in to find my t value. I'm going to plug it back into my original first equation. So t plus 1.5 equals 4.89, 4 and 89 hundredths. Subtract 1.5 on both sides, and t will equal 3.39. Now both of these are money, so really they should have 2 decimal places for both of them. So now we need to write what our answer means, and we need to use a complete sentence. It does not have to be a very long sentence, just kind of a short and to the point sentence. So what this means is the cost of a small cup of coffee is $1.50. And the cost of a breakfast burrito, or sorry, breakfast taco, is $3.39.